Alright, I think we're about ready to start. All right, everybody, welcome. StratSide 16. This one is interesting. I've been working on this for over a month, and it's going to span a few different topics and stuff, but all within the community manager role and the community management topic itself. My goal is to get this done within an hour, and that's why it's called Community Management Simplified. So let's roll. So the agenda, here's what I'm going over. Disclaimer, very important for this one. Scope of the talk, also very important for this one. Working definitions, carryover, which is a carryover. Why this matters to us as the community. The job description that goes along with community manager. Current community manager activity metrics. The who's who and what's what of the PS2 community. How all that maps into the end goal for community management, followed by what I'm calling the community manager roadmap. Then we hit our summary and previous upcoming. So, disclaimer, I am not a community manager. This podcast is not endorsed by Daybreak Games or Rogue Planet Games. I'm a fan and I'm a long-standing player of this game. Full disclosure, I do want to join the PS2 team. The position's not open, so it's not an active pursuit. And then number 3, this StratSide is built off of a more 3-hour plus StratSide 3 called Day 1 Community Manager in the Seat. 3 hours worth of details. This one is updated from that, and it also focuses it a very narrow subset of what I want to get across. These opinions come from my own observations over the last 10 years in PSB and working with prior CMs and just being a player in the community. And last but not least, this is going to be a tough conversation for me because of how much I love the game, how much I love the dev team, how much I want to continually build this all up to create a better game. And some of the things I have to say might appear critical. This is not intentional. That is not my goal here. I'll make it plain multiple times over. This is an honest look of where we are as a community versus where we could/should be. So yeah, this is tough for me because I really care about the community. I care about the developers. I care about everyone who's involved in this, who wants to make it better. And sometimes there's a little bit of tough love, I think, that comes along with that, and that's what this one is. All right, scope of the talk. This is going to be an honest critique of the present situation. Not what should or could be, but what is. Then we'll get into what should or could be. This is an updated bite-sized version of StratSide 3, so I'm trying to get it sub 1 hour, and it has a lot of updates and a lot more data and metrics than StratSide 3 did. What it isn't. This is not a bashing of the RPG team. This is not a bashing of the community manager. None of that. I have nothing but love and respect for them. I want to continue to support them in any way I can. And at this point in time, this is the best way I can support them. By showing them what I see versus what the standard is, quote unquote. We'll see. What this isn't, it's not an in-depth discussion like StratSide 3 was. I went into the minutia of everything, whereas this one, much more focused. Okay, so I'm probably going to hit this slide one more time before we stop the whole podcast. We can never, ever know the internal pressures that the RPG faces on a daily basis. There's just no way to know what the face of what we expect versus what is actually expected of them by their own leadership, by their own teams. Like there's a lot that goes in just beyond a job description. Anyone who's been on any team knows there's what you say you do and there's what you actually do. And what you actually do is the totality of your colleagues, your leadership, your job expectations, additional duties, scope and job performance creep. There's a ton of stuff that complicates just the purity of community management or whatever it is that you're doing. And in my book, that means they've earned the praise that they've of keeping this game alive, and they've earned the benefit of the doubt. So when I don't understand, I yield. I yield to the dev team, I yield to the community manager, and I let them do whatever it is they need to do. Doesn't mean I don't have questions, but that's it. So why is this talk happening? Other than I absolutely love community management, I want to do everything I can to build a community and assist the community manager however I can as a player. This is where we are. The truth of what is being publicly observed, what can be objectively determined, is outweighing significantly the specifics of who is involved and kind of like protecting identities. So that's why I was very careful to say this is not a bashing of anyone. I can't ignore what I'm seeing anymore, and I had to come with my A game of the stats and the data to back up what I'm saying so that you know it's just not hearsay. And we did that. I think we got there. So let's roll into it again. Working definitions hasn't really changed since StratSide 3. A little bit of updating. PS2 is still a game with 300 player factions fighting endless match over rotating continents. The community manager, per Daybreak's job post, is act as a central liaison between player, community, and internal development. Community management itself is the engaging of PS2 players where they are, creating opportunities for player participation, and enabling player contributions to the community. The community, over here on the right, the players of PS2 who are active within social media platforms, and those who just log in to play the game. The player experience is the gameplay, behaviors, culture a player perceives when playing the game and participating in the community. So when I use these terms, here's what I'm referring to. Alright, why does this matter? Why does any of this matter? Why do I care? Why do you care? Well, this matters to me, and I think it should matter to you, because community management makes the difference between a happy community and a deflated community. It makes a difference between a positive perception and a negative perception. It makes the difference between having good stats, trends, analyses, and behaviors that inform the dev team at the speed of need or the speed of relevance, or not. And the dev team just kind of flying blind or based on their own abilities, which may or may not work inside of an 8-hour duty day. And I've kind of put it all together in what I see as the 3 pillars of PlanetSide 2. You have the RPG team, you have the community, which the community are the players and the outfits, and then you have the player experience, which I defined in the previous slide. It starts with the RPG team creating the game. They code it, they create it, they publish it out to the community, who then plays the game, and out of that playing of the game emerges the player experience. That is the circle of life in PlanetSide 2, as far as I can distill it down into a bite-sized concept. So within this ecosystem lies a lot of opinions, facts, things that happen, drama, the whole totality of the community and what we go through, I think falls within these 3 pillars. So, when simplifying community management, where's the first place that I started? Well, I started with the job description that Daybreak Games says that a community manager needs to be, and that community manager looks like. So, they've posted it 4 times over the past year and a half, and the last one was in May of 2022 via LinkedIn and on their website. It was 960 words, so for our purposes, I just distilled it down to this one slide here. And this first one bears, this first paragraph bears repeating. What Daybreak Games was looking for when they hired the last community manager, the current one, Mithril, was if you are an exceptional, empathetic, and compassionate communicator who cares deeply about creating a positive experience for our players, we want you to join the team. So that's the preamble. That was in the very top of, you might even be able to see some of the words here, of that job posting. Okay? And then it goes into a lot of other things. So what I did then is I just highlighted the keywords. And here's what I pulled out of it that I think matters to us, matters to the day-to-day aspect of community management. Creating a positive experience. They want us to join the team. Cool. You're acting as a liaison between the player base and the studio. You are to be a trusted point of contact and authority for the concerns and interests. You are to gather information on trends and sentiment, respond, provide solutions, craft and publish everything from articles to forum posts, engage everywhere. Those were my words. That was paraphrasing, but the quotes are actual quotation or quotes from the job posting. But they listed engage in this huge list, so I just put engage everywhere. Planning and running contests, promos, live events, live streams. Mentor, represent the community team and Daybreak in a positive manner. Foster positive relationships. Drive meaningful community engagement. So this is the totality of what Daybreak Games says that it wants out of its community manager. So that is the standard at which I measure any community manager. Cool. So when sitting down to think about where we are on this, what are we getting from this job description? Here's where I landed on it. Creating a positive. So here I zeroed in on Daybreak Games wants you to join the team. What sort of measurable output did I find from there? I had copied, or I had noted how many job openings were open in May of this year. There were 47. Right now, there are 27. So a good 20 positions were filled since May. Okay, I give them a check mark. They are obviously trying to fulfill the team and bring other people in. Being the liaison between the player base and studio. I think Mithril is doing that just fine. Or the current community manager is doing that just fine. He is liaising. A trusted point of contact and authority for concerns and interests. I marked that with an X because I don't get this sense from myself and many other people that there is I would say a trusted point of contact. But yeah. Gathering information on trends and sentiments, I don't know. I haven't seen that product. I don't know if the current community manager is doing that. So it's a big giant question mark. Responding, yes. And we'll see later on the data that I was able to pull for that is responding. Providing solutions, I don't think so. I haven't seen any. Crafting and publishing articles, yep. I've been seeing the patch notes. I've been seeing the developer spotlights. Engage everywhere, maybe. I mean, the Facebook stuff hasn't been updated in many months, but I have seen, you know, I've spoken to Mithril personally. I've seen Reddit responses, forum posts. So it does look like that person, the community manager, is engaging in many places, but not everywhere. Create and coordinate messaging. I think so. I think he's got the launch pad going to funnel people into a singular point of entry and Twitter and the forum. Planning and running contests, promos, lives. I marked an X, even though a few days ago he announced the 4 November world record event. This is the first one, other than some of the contests that are on Twitter, like post your favorite screenshot, that sort of thing. But I generally would call that a no. I haven't really seen a lot of planning and running of live events, contests. It's been over a year. Not over a year. I've never seen Mithril or except Rel be on Twitch on the live streams. Mentor junior colleagues? Unsure. I'll leave that one, like I said, benefit of the doubt. I don't see that at my level. Representing the community team and Daybreak games in a positive manner. I think he's done that. I think his responses have been positive. Even when he and I weren't able to lock in like interviews and the like, he was still positive about it. Fostering positive relationships with the community, orgs, fan sites, and media. I put a big giant question mark. I'm unsure. It's looking like yes and no. We'll get into that. Community management, engagement, moderation. Seems like he's doing that. I've seen him lock threads. I've seen him tweet out. Social media calendar. I haven't seen that. And an example of a social media calendar would be from 2018. Something like this, where it showed like what stuff was being released when and where. So negative. And then driving meaningful community engagement. I think that one's a hard no. I haven't seen anything meaningful in terms of actual community contribution. The only exception I'll make is the community spotlight. That was meaningful. And maybe now the November 4th world record event. That seems meaningful. Even though probably should have planned that one out a little bit more. But overall, I would say no. So how do I get to this point? How can I say this? What even credibility or authority do I have in this regard? Well, good news is we did our homework. And by we, I mean I've been building this for the past month. And I've been live streaming each night as I build these slides. And quite a number of people have popped into the stream and helped me craft and build metrics, pull data, find stats and trends that support or don't support my claim. I mean, not everything here started out the way it was. I thought, personally, that there were more X's. But as data started to come in, I got checked. Yep, some of these really are, and they do deserve to be green check marks and not red. So that is what it is. It doesn't matter how I feel about it. I feel certain ways, but ultimately, what does the data show? What can I prove, and what do I have to leave to the benefit of the doubt? And this is what I feel I can do based on metrics. So when trying to figure out what we need to be, what the standard is, which is this job description, all the things that Daybreak says it cares about, how do I quantify this? And that's what we set about doing. We started looking up everything: forum posts, Reddit threads, tweets, Discord messages, all the sorts of big efforts that apply to the job description, private engagement with different people. And when I sit down to pull all these stats, and again, thank you so much for the people that helped me. Ashley, big help. We must have spent, I don't know, 7 hours in total over the past 2 weeks looking through, parsing through data to try and pull out quantifying numbers that are credible. And here's what we came up with. And other people as well. It wasn't just her. Forum stats. So having joined about 545 days ago, so that's a year and a half, has posted 300 messages on the forums, 13 threads created, received 279 likes, and that amounts to about 0.69 posts per day in the past year and a half. Reddit, as of 21 October. Okay, wait a minute. Nope, I refreshed those stats yesterday-ish. It was a couple days ago. Okay. I'll just delete that. I had to refresh them over the month to make sure they're current. So joined in May. Total karma, 8,200. Comment count, 210. Average karma per comment is 12. So that factors into the engagement. Submissions, 87. So we posted 87 threads. That comes out to 0.56 comments and submissions per day. Then we get to Twitter. From the join date of the current community manager to, refresh, October, 950 tweets, which amounts to about 1.7 tweets per day. Discord. So found 235 Discord messages public and one in Sirius's. So 235 in PS2's Discord and one in Sirius's. And that amounts to 0.44 messages per day. But then, to give full credit, I know I know that the community manager has been responding privately. Like I said, positive. But then I wondered how many other people has he been responding to? So I polled the community. I went out and I talked to a lot of people, and we'll see in a couple slides how many and more. And I stopped counting after 20, so I went ahead and just bumped it up to 50. And so I'm assuming he receives 50 times a day, 20 messages, 20 messages per player times 50. Oop, I think I lost the bubble on how I did this one. Oh, right, because there are 20 messages just for me. And then I assume that there are 50 other players that he gets messages from each day. Times that by 45% reply rate. So about 1 in every 2 messages he responded to me, and then I checked that with some other people. So that's about a 48% reply rate from the community manager. Times 50 is 625 replies sent over the course of the last year and a half, which amounts to 1.16 private messages per day. Okay, so that's as far as I could get with the quantitative day-to-day. So what did we evaluate? If you do 0.69, 5.56, 1.7, 0.44, 1.16, that equals 4.55 public things that the community manager is interacting with per day. That's tweets, Reddit, forum posts, Discord messages. Okay, cool. But then we have to tack into private messages and tasks and efforts. It isn't just him sending a message. That's not his whole day. I don't know the exact totality of everything he does, but also I can't ignore some of the big things that take multiple days, multiple stuff to coordinate. So he did do 3 developer spotlights. I've done many interviews before. I know they take a lot of research, a lot of time. So that's a big event. He's done multiple Twitter contests and events. I don't necessarily count the send me your favorite screenshot type thing. That kind of goes into the 950 tweets sort of stuff. But some of the giveaways he's done, the actual contests, I'll count those. Some more than 5. I saw 1 feedback thread, So give me your feedback. Found it on the forums. And now the most recent one is the November 4th, 2022 world record update, which I hope that we break, even though I was the one that helped set it. So a little bit of an ego shattering there, but it's for the game. We do better. We break our own record. Awesome. I'll get into that later. The other thing. Private engagement. I spoke to many different people. Content creators, player organizations, regular people who's messaged him. And for the most part, he seems to have engaged most of them. We're talking 20 plus people at this point I've polled. And they've all, most of them, over 80% of them have said that he's engaged with them at least once. Some have engaged with, not regularly, but as needed. But they all pretty much agree that he has a fast response rate, which is awesome. That's good. And then the developer spotlight up here. That was an awesome thing. That was meaningful community engagement. I got to see into the team. I got to feel a part of the game by extension through this sort of stuff. Getting to see some of how the soup is made. So, with those metrics behind me, I then turn to, what does this actually matter to us as the community? How can we take these things and then turn it into what we expect? Well, instead of a big long list like I had in StratSide 3 and big complexity factors and timelines and stuff, I turned it into pictures. So of this job description, being the trusted point of contact, gathering information, responding, crafting, publishing, engaging, planning, running, representing, fostering, driving, liaising. What does that mean for our community? How does that actually benefit us? If you're doing the job of the community manager, if you're doing community management for this game, here is the who's who of PlanetSide 2. That unintentionally rhymes. Here is the who's who of PlanetSide 2 that you need to know and be engaged with. These are the people, these are the things that make stuff happen in this game. Discord, PlanetSide 2's community Discord, Commander Sirius, D, Kamikaze, Archie, Armor Pickups, Creative Community, Jaeger Events, which is the PSB, PlanetSide Battles, and Pill and others, Shock Tour, Zealous. So those are the content creators and places through which we gather. All right, then you have our stats, our developer side, PS2 Alerts, Hanu, Fisu, Voidwell, Kiwi, Team Kill Tracker, PlanetSide Dev Tracker. All people who have written scripts, codes to help augment this game, and in many cases, big pillars of the community that are relied upon. You know, PS2 Alerts, in-depth analysis used by most people. Hanu, and that's by Maelstrom, by the way. Big shout out, used to be a PSP admin. Varunda, one of the current PSP admins, also made it possible for the multi-POV camera for the last Outfit Wars. Phenomenal quality. Fisu, huge outfit and player stats. Pretty much used by, I think, most of the community. Voidwell, also player stats and map statistics. Kiwi, current world population tracker. I go to that to see how many people are logged on right now. Team Kill, if you want to see who's team killing, that's where you go. It's just a running feed. Dev Tracker, it's a very a summarized version of what the devs are responding to. Pretty cool. Outfit Tracker. If you want to know anything about an outfit, if you want to see how they're ranked, all the details of an outfit, Outfit Tracker is the way to go. Then you have our player orgs, which I think I only have one. Sorry, Pill and Speedrunners. PlanetSide Battles is the big gorilla in the room. Has been. I helped found it, as did some of the Dots and Alleluia, and is still running today. Still going strong. Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, Discord, TeamSpeak. That is where the players are. Not really the forums. The forums isn't used much, but it's still there. Recursion Stat Tracker. heavily. I just started using it, some of the custom reticles, like within the past few weeks, after someone made a comment on my VOD. Hugely useful tool. PlanetSide universe. It hasn't been updated in a while, but still has a lot of treasure trove of information. The PS2 fandom wiki, which is by... Give me a second. ASM, and Bloodshot. I believe the two active engines behind that. I use this thing for everything. A lot of my PlanetSide 2 artwork, thumbnails, a whole bunch of stuff comes from them. They have such high quality material. It's always up to date as far as I can tell. When patches come out, the patches are in the fandom, the wiki. They update all of the data. It's awesome. I love it. Absolutely love PS2 fandom wiki. You do great things. Winter Gaming, currently one of the highest streamers for PlanetSide 2. Clocks in over 100 streamers a stream, even when he's doing PlanetSide 2. Has 275,000 followers. Need to be talking with Winter Gaming. The Late Shift, Burke Black, Cream, Cletus, Gassy Mexican. They clock in over 1,000 concurrent viewers. FYI, so that's there. Extra Life. We do charity events with Extra Life, like Kamikaze is now, like Sokar's Legion, who just broke one of their goal to reach $7,000 raised. Sokar's Legion did. We're going to be doing a StratSide with them next week. He's engaged with me multiple times. I have chatted with Winter Gaming in his channel when he's playing PlanetSide 2. And I would say, hey, Winter Gaming, what's up? He go, hey, Lanzer. And, we have like a brief conversation. Yeah, he's currently doing his thing. But my experience has been he's responded. Oh, okay. That's true. His chat doesn't really have a ton of messages. I don't really know what that's about. But yeah, that's a good point, Anithable. And the subreddit. The subreddit is one of the places to be for the gathering of the community. A lot of salty vets are there, including me. And Twitter. I've learned to really engage with the PlanetSide 2 Twitter community more so than I have in the past. So this is the who's who. If you're the community manager, these are the people, the entities you need to be involved with to drive meaningful engagement, to organize, train, and equip the community to help you do better this community. Okay? Now, next we go into the what's what. Here are all the things that have been a success in the past and currently are, but all the things to focus on when it comes to what do you do in the community. The old player studio was boss. I mean, there's just so much good that came out of that. The world record event that we snagged in 2015. Different community events and little snippets of fun play, like one of the top 50 of all time in PlanetSide was someone trying to use a battle bus to go up toward a spawn room that was camped by tons of TR with pegs, and they were, I don't know, it must have been 12 maxes pounding this thing, but there were over us like 2 squads worth of engineers behind, just watching that GIF play and see like the battle of the Sunder's health go like this the whole time, but it wouldn't die because there's so many people healing it. Like little moments like that, encouraging those moments, and then an environment where that's possible. Vendies, I don't know how many you've done, Vendy. 1,000 different schematics and drawings of stuff that you that could be implemented in this game. I love it, man. That's such high quality stuff. The Extra Life that we do, but specifically Extra Life, when I click the resources button in Extra Life, they instantly show you a streamer overlay kit that you can download. Media kits, broadcast tools. You can download logos, videos, sound bites, overlays, graphics, just the sort of stuff that should be available to us. That is what the community needs. Anyone can walk in to Extra Life, download an Extra Life overlay, multiple types of overlays, by the way, and be good to go. They don't even need to pay anyone, and it instantly improves production quality. You know, stuff like Angry Joe's review 9 years ago that got 3 million views. When Late Shift was going on, fun things about oral striking when he lost. I have to just call him. That was funny. The roadmap, good job. I think posting that again. That was awesome. The latest break the world record that's coming up on November 5th. When December 8, 2018, when that community calendar came out. The old Friday night ops when the community managers Luperza and Radar X were hosting it. They did outfit spotlights. They did all sorts of stuff. Developer spotlights. Steam charts getting us back up to our all-time peak of 29,000. PlanetSide 2 Twitter getting us up to, instead of 141,000, which we have now, 141 million. Forum statistics, instead of 202,000 messages, discussions, get it to 202 million. PlanetSide 2 Twitch, instead of 132,000 followers, get it to up to 232 million. Through that meaningful engagement, that number rises. Yes, I'm a little bit shooting for the moon when I say give us the, like, just put an M next to it, like that's going to happen. No, that takes a lot of work, a lot of persistence to make that happen. But that is what is needed to get us the exposure we need, to get us the long-lasting engagement, and to improve the player motivation. Then we've got, what did I miss? I missed one. Orbital. Oh, big data. Making sure you're tracking big data so you can help the dev team, as per the job description. These are the what's what. These are the what of what you need to be focusing on. The sort of stuff that are proven and demonstrated to have a benefit to the community. Something that's in the wheelhouse of the job description. Okay, so we go from the who's who of PlanetSide 2 that you need to be involved with. Here's the what's of what you should focus your efforts on. And now we get to the end goal. What do I wrap it all up in? What is the end goal that we're after here? Four key takeaways, in my opinion. You're looking to motivate the player base, which has the added benefit, or it has the business benefit, because PlanetSide is a business as well, has the business benefit of increased revenue, because you have more paying members, not just members. And as of EG7's release, May 2021, our paying members are 13%. 13% of our monthly active users. That was in Daybreak Games' or EG7's brief. We had 198,000 monthly active users, and only 25,000 of them were paying members. And you can look at StratSide 1 with Archie for an in-depth look at all that material. And Fisu says right now we have a current average of 65.1 thousand players on average per month. We got to bump those numbers up. So a more motivated player base will improve those numbers. Next, higher average players per day, which will increase game activity. It grinds my gears to get on Connery and see low pop. Hour after hour after hour. All the time, low pop. But I love this game too much just to quit on it. And I like Connery too much to start over as an NC character in Emerald. Not going to do it. I'll wait for the merge. But you're looking to increase average players per day, which is participation. It's in-game activity. So some of the metrics we pull for that, PS2 alerts has about, in January of 2022, we had about 6.1 thousand members active in an alert. But in October, we're down 4.3% at 5.8 thousand. For FISU, we had an average of 2.1 thousand average players per day with a peak of 4.6 thousand in August of this year. But last year, we had 2.6 thousand average and 5.1 thousand peak. So that is a decrease of 19, round up to 20% average players per day, and a decrease of 9%, rounded up to 10% peak per day. It's a notable, and I'm not looking past that point. It gets worse. It gets much worse from there. Third thing, you want a higher review count and a better average score. PlanetSide 2 actually doesn't have a terrible average score. For a lot of stuff that I found, where'd it go? For a lot of stuff that I found, let's just, Steam, Metacritic, MMOs, Common Sense Media, IMDb even had a score for PlanetSide 2. Like, the scores aren't half bad. MMOs is 3.25 out of 5. Not great. Not terrible. Metacritic 7 out of 10. Not great. Not terrible. But Common Sense Media had 4 out of 5. IMDb 6.8 out of 10. Not great. Not terrible. But Steam had mostly positive. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So you want to up those review count numbers. So we had 322 recent reviews in the past 30 days. I believe that metric was 68,000 reviews all time. Knock those numbers up. A more engaged community, more player experiences, more new player experiences will increase and will do better. Metacritic, I think most people can agree, is one of the de facto places you go. 7 out of 10. Not great, not terrible. But that's out of 1,300 ratings. So we should definitely be getting up at those numbers. We have alerts that are bigger than that. And last but not least, and a higher review count and better average score will increase new player count. It'll convince more players to play the game, and it should bump us up in terms of exposure and findability. We are definitely overdue for a merge, Ashley. That's true. Anethua, I totally agree. The regular Lifeblood content of PlanetSide 2 is very dry, which I'm not there yet, but good transition. We'll get there. And the fourth end goal for community management, higher social media engagement, which will increase that exposure, the click rate, the click chance of new players who have never played our game, don't even know what PlanetSide 2 is, might have heard one time IGN do something on it about the Guinness World Record, maybe. We got so much publicity from that World Record event. It was crazy. The metrics were just phenomenal on that. So anyways, r/PlanetSide, we have 84,000 members. We're ranked 6,000, our subreddit. We have about 524 comments a day, 26 posts a day. And, yeah. Okay, so the hashtag for PlanetSide 2 on Twitter. For the past 6 days, there have been 56 contributors. It counts for about 17 per day. And I pulled this from like Social Blade or an equivalent to that. 1.9 million impressions. Cool. So that doesn't seem like a bad number. Except for when you take into account the hashtags for COD and all that. We're dwarfed big time. It wasn't even worth to put that here. But it's a pretty bad disparity. We reached about 201,000 new people. And we got about 52 retweets. So I'm probably about 30 of those because I've just been posting one VOD with using the PlanetSide 2 Twitch or the hashtag every single day for the past 29 days. It's been a good month for me in terms of churning out content for vehicles and stuff. And then we get Twitch. Our biggest failure, in my opinion, is Twitch right now. We're leaving money and exposure and daily lifeblood on the table by not doing Twitch. And it's so simple. Some of these things are so simple, like rebroadcasting. Free publicity, and we're leaving it on the table. But our PlanetSide 2 category, so that means when you click the PlanetSide 2 name, oh, that's the wrong one. When you click the PlanetSide 2 category on Twitch, not this channel, the category, we have 132,000 followers. That's people are following the actual game channel. 764 rank. So number one being, I forgot, whatever number one is. We are 764th place. On average, we get 81 viewers whenever I click it. So that's about per day. 81 average views per day. About 8 average channels are active per day. And that equates to about 10,000, or bump it up to 11,000 hours watched, which is down 88% from March of 2020. Down 88%. I forgot to put what that number was, but up it by 88%, and that's what we were at that time. So our Twitch has just plummeted abysmally. All right. So, what can we do about it? 47 minutes. Not bad. We're almost done, too. What can we do about this? Well, this is, I don't know if you call this cheeky, bold, whatever, but I decided to create a player roadmap. It's sort of an update of StratSide 3's big table of what I would do and the timeline that followed. I created a get well plan for the current community manager to look at and do this. All of these things are abide by the SMART goal: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, timely. All of these things are that. You can make this happen. I call it the community manager roadmap. And yes, I jacked it from the player roadmap. This is not endorsed by RPG. I haven't sent this to RPG. Man, I should really do that. Okay, I'm going to send this to RPG. You know, I'm just going to like private message it to Mithril. But here is what we could be doing. And by we, I mean the community manager. If they were to help us help ourselves, here's what I would do. And here's what can be done. So for the next couple months, I recommend you immediately reintroduce yourself and refamiliarize yourself with the community, because most of them don't know who you are. You posted 1.5 years ago, you know, Mithril reporting for duty, and most of us haven't seen you since. I've talked to you because I have reached out to you. Most people haven't. So you need to refamiliarize yourself with this community so that you can start rebuilding those relationships, or building relationships where none exist right now. And express your intent. Where are you? Where are you posting? Where do you want us to post? That might be kind of a catch-22 answer, because posting in the forums doesn't mean we're going to do the forums. It's kind of hard to access it. So it's not really a good place for community management. But Discord is. The subreddit is. Twitch is. YouTube is. TeamSpeak is. Forgot about that one. That's where we are. That's where your community is. So go out and engage them. Next is you need to centralize all the messaging. You've already started doing that with the forum posts that I saw. Was an attempt to do that, although just wrong place. Twitter, what happened? Twitter you've been tweeting out like a boss mostly, and that's awesome. I think that's great. But you need to be more involved in the subreddit, in my opinion. You need to be more involved in Discord, although you have been involved in Discord. More Discords. There are a lot more than just the PS2 Discord. Join the creative community. Join Armor Pickups. Join all of these different creator communities. Archie, Deeg, Sirius, Kamikaze. Join them. That's where we are. Okay. And please, for the love of all that is holy, rebroadcast your Twitch. You have 8 channels per day right now. One of them deserves a rebroadcasting. It is free publicity for both the Twitch streamer and free publicity for PlanetSide. The PlanetSide 2 channel has, I think, 63,000 followers? Come on. Launchpad. I think we've been doing a good job with the Launchpad. And the wiki. Get involved with the wiki. You ace them. Go get involved. Get connected with that. That is a huge source for the community, a source of information. Next, align priorities. I'm sure you've already done this. This is that benefit of the doubt, the internal thing, but you need to align your priorities, milestones, and tasks, the sort of things that fit the job description in with the milestones, and those milestones in with individual tasks that need to complete the milestones. But meet with your RPG team, and then integrate the community's needs with the leadership intent. And I already went over the community needs, but I'm going over them here in more of like finite, smart goal detail. I'll say it again. Establish a volunteer team. You're leaving money on the table. There are so many of us who can help, who you can direct our efforts to in things that are very much more value added. I mean, it's just post a help needed link, get those applications, create a team orientation, which would be like a PowerPoint slide, a Google PowerPoint slide, and orient them in. Here's what we need to do. Here's our goals. Here's our tasks. Then you can start assigning those tasks to people. And don't tell me that there's a legal problem with that. There isn't. I know the answer to that. Start doing weekly team meetings. That's how you keep your team together. PlanetSide battles, eternal battles. I've run many teams both in my real program management job life and in my hobby life where I've run multiple teams. Doing weekly team meetings to keep up action items and progress is a huge thing. It will help you get stuff done. And then you create those action items which align with the tasks. And the rest of these are pretty much action items that you can assign people to do. That volunteer team. I have no idea how many you'll get. I'm willing to bet you'll get more than 10 people who are ready to devote triple, quadruple the amount of hours that you currently put into it. They are force multipliers. Just waiting to be used. And do not tell me that there's a legal problem. That's not. Second, then I would announce a second world record. All right, so what you did in November 4th or 5th, you announced the re-breaking of our same world record. What I'm saying is find another world record category. Shoot, I forgot to do that. If we have enough time at the end, I'll do that. But there are thousands of world record categories. Many, many dozens of gaming categories. I bet you we could find another world record to break. What's better than re-breaking your own world record? Having 2 world records. That's something. That's how you open the door. With PlanetSide 2 and the numbers we bring to bear and the discipline and the organization, do you know how many world records we can really accomplish if you've got a volunteer team to help you with stuff? I'm not talking about PSV. I'm talking about people who can help you do paperwork, help you do organizing, network building, the sort of thing you need to get this done. The current one, I'm not convinced that we're going to be able to break it. I'm doing everything I can to help. Posting places and getting people involved. But you gave us very little time to react to this. And also it's on a UK holiday. So I don't get the sense that there was a lot of pre-coordination and planning done. And I'm not convinced that it will be successful. But my ego aside, I hope we break it. I hope we do. All right, but I would announce a second world record for April. In November, December, January, February, March, April. 5 months of lead time planning. That's how much time you need to set the date, make sure it deconflicts with a whole bunch of priority things like holidays, blah, blah, blah. Shoot, it's at 56 minutes. I didn't make it. I'll give myself 10 extra minutes because that's how long it took me to preamble. All right. January, February timeframe. That's when you start setting your team to doing all the tasks that you need. Your volunteer team. Create a pipeline. How-to graphics. Getting access to in-game shaders. The dev team, the PlanetSide 2 creative community really wants this. By the way, they just told me this today. Establishing partner guidelines, what it means to become a PlanetSide 2 partner so that you can be rebroadcasted if that's what the legal requirement is. Okay, fine. But then creating the application survey, you can use Google. Establishing eligibility criteria, you can set people other than you and your volunteer team to accomplish these things. And then you can get it blessed off by your leadership. And then boom, you have what you need. And you have people who are happy to help. Creator kits, where are these? Why is it that Extra Life has a graphics overlay for their streams that you can just download free of charge? Intro videos, talking points, animations, backgrounds, and we don't? Why don't we have any of that? Anyone who wants to start Creator Kit, they have to do it themselves from scratch. I had to pay people to do all this stuff you see here, all these headers and stuff. I paid someone, but the background I got from YouTube. Someone posted the YouTube clip of this. So that's what you hear in the background music. And that is what you see, the Bastion. See if I can't show you here a second or two. The Bastion, Nope, that didn't work. Chrome Edge. Nope. Dang it. There we go. So this is one of the... So there's many others that I could be using right now. Many others. About 4 others that I could be using. But that's it. And I had to do that myself. You should have a creator kit. As easy as it was for me to go to Extra Life. extralife.com. Hit the, oh, you can't see it, can you? The resources button at the top. And then bam, look at that. Stream overlay. Hey, I want a stream overlay from Extra Life. Okay, cool. Here's lots of overlays. Here is a transparent overlay. Let's click that. Pings, SVGs. Crazy, man. I could just hit the download button. And there it is, download. Same thing with icons and logos. Where is the transparent ping logo of PlanetSide 2? Should be in the media kit that I can go, oh wait, I can even download the font used for Extra Life, the background images, brand guidelines, banners. All of that is low effort stuff to make available via download to your players who want to help. So, media kits. Logos, banners, fonts, colors. Give me the hex so that I can make some of this more PlanetSide 2. Like, I can even make my backdrop. You see, this color here, the light up, I can make that Vanu purple if I wanted to. But I don't know what hex color I'm using. What RGB? CYMK. Then info gathering. This is going to be a big one, I think, for you in order to be relevant to the dev team. There are so many stats. The stats that I pulled, where is it? Here, stats that I pulled, you could have this at your fingertips. It's free right now. People are doing this for you for free. It's not free to them because it's server cost for them. But it is free to you. And you have your own stats that probably far exceed that. So you should be pivot charting, pivot tabling like a boss. And your people, your volunteer team, can help you manage that. They can find reviews. They can establish trends and calculate formulas in an Excel sheet, a Google Excel sheet that everyone can be using. It's the real-time collaboration tools that exist now in Google, Dropbox, a whole bunch of other stuff. Phenomenal. No excuse not to have it. All right. Then create the PS2 information database. This, personally, I would make this Excel tracker publicly available. At the very least, I would have it at all times shareable with the dev team. And that's just like, well, here's how many kills it was by class, how many kills of blah, 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 blah. All that stuff. Here's how our reviews went this month, how many retweets we got, blah, blah, blah. Easy stuff to pull if you're managing it. Hold regular Twitch live streams of you or someone playing the game. Interviews, like the one I've been doing lately. The ones that Deeg do. Having meetings. Shoot, these weekly staff meetings, I would deconflict all the private stuff out of it and make those Twitch live streams every week. Free content that diversifies the game. Easy numbers. Live events, contests, promotions. Like real contests. Like the one that Sirius does. The giveaways. All the time. And then uploading Twitch VODs. It's two clicks to export your Twitch VOD to YouTube. I do it every time my stream ends. Click video producer, click the 3 little buttons, click export. Boom, done. I guess that's 4 clicks. All right, then you hit into the third part in March, April. That's when you need to really start building trust. Having established your team, set them to the work, having centralized messaging, having created a battle rhythm in terms of external exposure and information gathering, that's when you start meeting with the player orgs, establishing those rules of the road with them and how RPG can help them. PSB, PIL, speedrunners, others that exist. Then you need to be hosting a meeting with all your content creators. There's so much that we can do to help you, more so than we are, and value-added ways that specifically enhance the viewership, exposure, and new players' activity. We need direction on that. We need to be focused, so that those of us who want to, we do. Then you need to meet with the outfit leads. I had to think about this one because this one might be a little hard to do. But with the right planning, you can make this happen, and it goes relatively smoothly. But I think you should do it by server. If you just go all outfit leads, you will have hundreds in the same channel, and that will just be chaos. So instead, do it by server. There, you can brief the player roadmap. Yes, you'll be doing it 4 times, but I think it'd be worth it. You'll be briefing the roadmap again, take questions, answer specific server-related problem areas, and then that is your info, by the way, your data gathering. But you need to be hearing from your outfit leads. You need to have them involved. They are one half of your community. They are the people that make it happen. They make, not just outfit leads, outfit leadership too. They make this game what it is, with the leadership, the discipline, or the not discipline, the fun. Outfit wars is outfits. Meet with your outfits. That one's going to be tough. It requires a little bit of prep work, a little bit of rules of the road, making sure your permissions are set so that it just doesn't go like pure chaos of everyone talking at once. There's definite ways to make this work. Right. Well, effectively. Then all your data mining, all your data gathering, all your pivot charts, pivot tables, start presenting that to the devs so that they can see what significant objective trends exist, and that way they're not doing it themselves. You're now presenting the information that's been vetted, verified, and is traceable and reproducible. That's it. You're killing it at that point when you're able to produce that sort of work. And these people can help you get there. They can help you get there. Just look at what we were able to accomplish, just 4 of us, over 2 weeks. If you wanted to, you could be tracking this daily, monthly. That creates your trend. This little Steam chart trend here. You should have this for PlanetSide too, for everything. Per class, per weapon, per how many outfits, like the player facility data. How many outfits, how many players are near a point when it captures? How many players are in an outfit when it captures? What percentage of a player's outfit is in one location when a point captures? All of this is already mined. You just have to distill it into a visual that can be helpful to the devs. That way they're not doing it themselves. That's you. Okay. Then about April timeframe, the second world record breaks, and now we have 2 under our belt. 2 world records. Not one that we broke, that we break every single day. I said my piece on it. Last but not least, at that point, you're maintaining, responding, and engaging. You've established a battle rhythm of responding to people players' outfits. You've met with everyone. You set the direction. You have the roadmap. You're building relationships. You're publishing articles. You're organizing events. You're live streaming. You're rebroadcasting. Your volunteer team is meeting on a weekly basis, knocking out action items. This is realistic and attainable. I know because I've been there. I've worked alongside community managers, and I know what that looks like. I've been a part of this team. I know what it looks like. The only thing I haven't been is the community manager. So that's where I go back again. I will never know what internal pressures you face right now, RPG team. You have earned my praise and the benefit of the doubt. But I can't ignore what it is that I'm seeing. This data is not lying. Neither are the sentiments of the people who I've spoken to. Like I said, I talked to more than 20 people just today in the past 48 hours and asked, have you talked to Mithril? Has Mithril reached out to you? How often do you talk? Most of them, like I said we talked at least once. Sometimes it was about what I do. Sometimes it had nothing to do with what I do. Most of them said once. So there is engagement, but there needs to be relationship. These people make stuff happen in this community. They make these goals work. They make that world record happen. So that's the roadmap. And out of all of this, the most two important ones are these bad boys right here, in my opinion. This volunteered team can enable you to do far more than you are capable of doing yourself in a 40-hour work week. Bet. Alright. Said enough about it. 1 hour, 8 minutes. Making good time. So in summary, Mithril, my man, I have nothing but respect for you. I'm in your corner. Not a beatdown of you at all. We need you in the trenches with us, dude. We need you here with us. We need you helping us pull together in one direction. We need you to help revigorate your community with your involvement. This is not me sniping you. This is not me trying to take your job. I want the job. Absolutely, I want the job. But not at the expense of creating bad blood, not at the expense of hurting the community. It'll happen when it happens, if it happens. And if not, I'm still a player. That doesn't change. So, little meme here. Man, we're drowning. We are. We're drowning. We have no direction. We're all off in our own place, doing our own thing. Drama, squabbling. It's not always like that. There's definitely some highlights, some good moments. But ultimately, the biggest thing the community is lacking is your involvement. Community manager. That's as bluntly as I can put it. If you were involved, if your team, that community team, that volunteer team was involved, and they had the juice to make it stick, meaning they had your public endorsement that they are doing this stuff for you for the game, you will see these 4 things increase in a positive way. We've only gone down. Except for escalation. I think that was a pretty big spike. But we've only really gone down. So we need you now. And that's it. In 1 hour and 10 minutes. So really 1 hour since I took away the preamble. I made it. That is Community Manager Simplified. One more time. My man. I will never know the pressures that you, Rel, the rest of you face from leadership, from your business units, from HR. I won't know unless I ever join the team. You've earned my praise, the benefit of the doubt. I am in your corner. This is not me bashing you. We can all be better. You can be better. Please help us help you get there. That's it. That's the punchline. All right, that was probably the shortest StratSide I think I've ever done. Upcoming, Thursday will be with Sokar's Legion. They killed the Extra Life charity. Just slaughtered $7,000 raised. So we're going to be interviewing them and on Thursday. And then after that, sometime my part 2 with Kami will happen. My part 2 with A-Flick will happen. I'm going to be doing a Combined Arms Simplified version as well. That was like 4 hours long. So hopefully I'll get that under an hour. Flash and I are going to talk about PS2 development. Video development, excuse me. If you don't know what that is or who Flashy is, he created The Echoes of Vanu. The trailer just dropped. And we, Kami and I, in our talk last week, we revealed the trailer on its opening night. And then I'll go into a whole bunch of other stuff. All that. Potentials, still trying to get in touch with them and lock it down. I don't anticipate Shock Tour will happen because he and I have beef and he doesn't like me. But I would like to talk to him. I would like to, you know, get his thoughts and feelings and hear stuff. NJ7, want to talk to you. Batty, I want to talk to you, my man. And then Cats. Cats, she just got on my radar after my interview with Pale Tiger a couple days ago. She, Recursion player, had a very interesting, funny video that I watched about Pale Tiger and kind of like the flipping of the myth turning into reality. So I think I'd like to talk to her too. But yeah, we have just knocked out our 16th StratSide. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. That's it. What do you all think? Does anyone have any questions? Anything that they want to go over? I mean, we've got Ashley again. Ashley APB, shout out. She helped me so much with some of these stats and showed me that Wolfram Alpha. It's like a variable mathematical arithmetic website. Awesome. Love that thing. Anethwil says you'd like to have access to stats like refire rate. Yeah. You have a lot of stats via the Rebirth API, I mean. But ultimately, yes, that is also the request of the developers in the PlanetSide 2 Discord. So I'll leave it open for any sort of questions. Anyone want to say anything in chat before we end it? I'm going to find me someone to raid while that is happening. This was a good one. I'm glad I was able to simplify it. All right, Anethwil, there's a census. Oh, right. Oh, it gave me an error. Okay, so that's a census for... Get the job, please. It truncated it? That's all right. I don't see it. Yeah. Oh, gotcha. Thank you, Ashley. Ashley just sent you, Anethwil, the link, I think, to... I don't know. Vehicle shelling, probably? So yeah, I do want the job. I'm going to be giving up a lot in my professional life to do this. But I love this game. I would love to work full-time for this game. And not at the expense of someone else, you know? And we're all in it to make it better. So I don't care how it happens. Just Mithril, we need you. We need you, my man. All right, well, who we got? Daddy. Oh, Daddy's on. Raccoons, Dwarf, APOC, CNAT. Whoa, there's a lot of channels on right now. Sinister, Ferret, Funny, Canna, Techno, Long, Rambo, Weed, Cats, Bloodster, Hellbound, Galva, D-Boy. All right, let's go with someone with only a few viewers. How about Sinister JP? See what you got going on. You look like you might be someone cool. Haven't checked in a bit to see if it's updated, but Lanzer said they are, so that's probably a good bet. Oh, yeah. The PS2 Wiki does. They update. They had the JGX uploaded within days of it coming out. I'm talking transparent pings. Just trolling Ben Sneaky. Is he talking? What's he got? Are you talking to Sinister? No? Do we have anyone who's engaging? Alright, let's go. Sinister. What else we got? What else is on people's mind? We're closing out. Soonish.
What's up?
He is. Alright, Sinister, gonna raid you in a second. So we're gonna raid Sinister. I like the way you spell it with a Y. Sinister JP. Thank you everybody for coming. This was a good one. I feel much better about it now, having said this out loud in a way that doesn't seem like it's bashing anyone, because that's not what it's about. It's just about doing good for the community.
In a second.
All right, man.
I'll be coming off.
Thanks, everybody. We'll see you.
Well, not in a second, but yeah, soon. Thank you for the raid, anyway.